I'm happy to invite up to the podium now is Mrs. Cynthia Brehm, and actually Cynthia is in the middle of a campaign and as well, but she's here to speak as a mother and as a leader in our city and county, Bexar County. She has an interesting perspective on what it is to be a mom and be a leader and be full-time in the public square. So please join with me, Cynthia Brehm.
Thank you, Patrick. The reason I am here is because I am a mother. And when I was a young mother, I had a miscarriage as well. And it was an awful experience. And just to share with you, once the doctors found out that there was no heartbeat, they told me that I had to carry this baby until my brain caught up with my body and the baby was going to be dead. So I did that for 2 weeks. I hemorrhaged and I called my doctor and he said, please come to the hospital and we will extract the fetus. So we did. And what troubled me the most was what they did with my baby. They put my baby in the trash can. And I said, why are you putting my baby in the trash can? And he said, that's what it is. It's dead. There's no life to it, and that's how we get rid of them. And just for me, as a mother, that bothered me for years. It bothered me so much until about, I want to say it was a couple of years ago, God came to me in my dream and he allowed me to see a glimpse of heaven. And what I saw was a huge field, and it was green, and there were trees, and it was a bright sunny day, and I could see people laughing and talking in groups. And for whatever reason, my gaze fixed on this certain group of people that were talking, and I looked up, and there was a young woman there. She was tall and beautiful and blonde, long blonde hair, and she looked at me and she acted like she recognized me. And she walked up to me and I thought, who could this person be? I don't know who you are. And that's what I said. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And she smiled at me and she said, I'm your daughter. And I want you to know that I'm okay. And I just grabbed her and I held her and I hugged her and I was crying. And she held me for a second and then she had to let me go and she says, I have to go now. So for me, even as something as innocent as a miscarriage, you know, it bothered me for years and years, but God let me have peace with that dream, knowing that my daughter was okay and that I didn't need to grieve over her death in a trash can. So I can't fathom what these young women suffer. Aside from what I read about these young girls and all the things that impact their lives, like, you know, alcoholism, drug abuse, and depression, and that bothers me. If it bothered me this much on something as innocent as a miscarriage, how much greater is that for someone that goes through the trauma of abortion? It shouldn't be legal at all. In fact, did you know that if a person kills a pregnant woman, it counts as a double homicide? Isn't there something wrong with that? That you can kill a baby, but yet if a man kills or a woman kills a pregnant woman, it counts as two. But yet that very same mother can kill that baby, and that's okay? That's not okay, any way you look at it. The Bible clearly says that God knows us before we were ever conceived. He knew us when we were in our mother's womb. He also knows the day that we're going to leave this earth. The sanctity of life is to be protected. And I urge you to stand with us today against abortion. Behind me, as the other speakers have said, they're having a rally to raise funds for Planned Parenthood. Guess what? They're targeting our local community, and they're going to raise $20 million within our community to kill babies. Tell me how that's right. It's wrong. I ask you to stand with us to protect the unborn, to protect the innocent, to protect their lives. My name is Cynthia Brehm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cynthia, for sharing that heartwarming, heart-wrenching story of the loss of life and the loss of a child, even though God obviously didn't mean for that child to be born still a precious life, and the loss that women feel. And I would tell you that on regards to Cynthia and you women that have miscarriages, I would encourage you to look up an organization called ElizabethMinistries.org. ElizabethMinistries.org. One more time, ElizabethMinistries.org. They will help women in need for miscarriages. And it's as Cynthia mentioned, and I want to applaud her, because many people running for office, many people in office and many people running for office don't have the courage and the fortitude to come and stand here in the middle of a campaign to be bold about life, about these intrinsic issues. And I want to applaud her, and please look her up, and she's on the ballot for the primary runoff on May 22nd, Cynthia Brehm. And please look her up and remember her when you go to the voting polls. We need people like her in office to be courageous conduits for life and protecting women, especially those who are the poorest of the poor.